With the introduction of the Adios Pro, Adidas became a serious contender in the super shoe marathon racing market. With the Adios V2, they tweaked and refined the Adios 1. So the Takumi Sen, on the other hand, has always been a super speedy and light racing flat, but now with the Takumi Sen 8, it gets the super shoe treatment and is now more like an Adios Pro Lite. So how does the Adios Pro 2 compare to its mini-me, the Takumi Sen 8? Well, let's find out as they go toe-to-toe in this episode of Shoe Showdown. The Takumi Sen's upper is made up of 2/3 Cellular Mesh 2.0 with more traditional mesh in the forefoot. There is no padding and not a lot of structure. The tongue has nothing to it, it's just a piece of fabric. But what's annoying is that it's sewn on so high up that it can make it difficult to get the shoe on. This upper has a snug racing flat fit, but helps make for a secure lockdown. The upper of the Adios Pro 2 is made out of 100% Cellular Mesh 2.0. It has light padding around the heel and a little bit of structure in the heel as well. The tongue of the Adios Pro 2 is also a thin piece of fabric, but it's sewn down further into the shoe, and it also has a very minimal strip of padding down the middle to prevent some lace pressure. The fit of the shoe is a bit roomier due to the fact that it's a marathon racer and your feet will swell quite a bit during a marathon, but it still has a nice midfoot lockdown. Alright, so who wins the best upper? Well, the Takumi Sen 8, I think the tongue just really messes with me, and the kind of snug fit of it just makes it a less versatile shoe overall. So I think the more versatile upper of the Adios Pro 2 and just a little more relaxed fit makes this the winner. Moving on to the midsole, the Takumi Sen 8 has a stack height of 33mm in the heel, 27 in the forefoot with a 6mm heel to toe drop. The midsole is composed of light strike foam, fiberglass energy rods, and a heel plate that I'm not 100% sure if it's carbon fiber or not. The Light Strike Pro on the Takumi Sen feels a bit firmer than the Pro 2, but the fiberglass rods are more flexible. It still has a slight rocker, but not as pronounced as the Adios Pro 2, and I found that these elements made the ride of the Takumi Sen more stable, but also less propulsive during toe-off. As for the Adios Pro 2, it has 39mm in the heel, 30.5 in the forefoot, with an 8.5mm heel to toe drop. Again, this midsole material is Light Strike Pro, but it uses carbon infused energy rods, and it does have a carbon fiber plate in the heel. So the thicker and seemingly softer Light Strike Pro foam in the Adios Pro 2 makes the shoe a bit more unstable. However, the aggressive forefoot rocker with the stiff carbon-infused rods really gives you a quicker feeling toe-off and a little extra responsiveness. So picking a winner for the midsole is pretty hard, honestly. As I mentioned, they're pretty similar, and the Takumi Sen is almost like a shrunken down version of the Adios Pro 2. Neither one has a bad ride, but I think I have to think about what these shoes are built for and which shoe I would use in that scenario. So I really like the Adios Pro 2, but for a marathon racer, it's probably in like my top 5, just because there's so many other great shoes on the market, lots of competitors. As for the Takumi Sen 8, when I'm thinking about what to wear for a 10K, this is in my top 3, and it stands out more in its respective category, so I'm going to have to give the winner to the Takumi Sen 8 for the midsole. So the Takumi Sen 8 uses a patch of more durable and grippier continental rubber on the medial side of the forefoot, with the lateral side and heel consisting of thinner, less aggressive rubber. The added texture on half of the forefoot helps add some grip, especially when doing track workouts or runs on grass and dirt. With the more aggressive outsole on the Takumi Sen 8, I've found that it has also helped increase the durability. As for the Adios Pro 2, the majority of the rubber on the outsole is thin, non-grippy rubber. However, under the big toe is a tiny patch of more durable continental rubber. Since the Adios Pro 2 has smooth rubber throughout, It grips great on road, but doesn't give you that extra traction that the Takumi Sen 8 has. The thin rubber on the Adios Pro 2 seems to be holding up better than the rubber on the Adios Pro 1, but it still isn't anything crazy. So deciding the winner for the outsole category is easier in my opinion, because I think that extra grip and durability on the Takumi Sen makes it a clear winner. Moving on to the weight, the Takumi Sen 8 comes in at 6.8 ounces, while the Adios Pro 2 comes in at 8 ounces. So honestly, both of these shoes are very light for the respective stack heights, but I'm gonna have to give the win to the Takumi Sen 8 just because it feels super light despite having a good amount of cushion. Alright, now talking about price, the Takumi Sen 8 comes in at $180, while the Adios Pro 2 comes in at $220. So while the Takumi Sen 8 comes in at a lower price, it's not going to win this category. I'm actually going to give the win to the Adios Pro 2. And the reason for this is that at $220, this shoe comes in at least $30 less than a lot of the competition. While I feel like the $180 for the Takumi Sen is a little overpriced, considering shoes like the Streak Fly are $160, and I think the SC Pacer is going to come in under $180 as well. Alright, it is time to tally up all the medals here. So the tally for Takumi Sen 8, it won 3 medals, while the Adios Pro 2 won 2 medals, so that makes the Takumi Sen 8 the overall winner. That being said, both these shoes are great options and are very similar, just tweaked to serve the different purposes, with the Takumi Sen 8 leaning more towards a 5K to half marathon racer, while the Adios Pro 2 is a marathon and above racer. So I do think that the Adios Pro 2 is the more versatile shoe between the two, but I think that the Takumi Sen 8 is better for what it's designed for, more of those shorter races, but that's just my opinion. What do you think between these two shoes? Which one would you wear for marathon? Which would you wear for a 5K to half marathon? And who is your winner? Let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my full review of both of these shoes, which are coming very, very soon. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep on running.